Buddha said, "Fear does not prevent death, fear prevents life." Mary said, "Sometimes you've just got to eat your own biscuits." And I think they're essentially saying the same thing, which is get out there, make it happen. So when Mary decided on the spur of the moment to sign up for an ultramarathon 50 days before the race, she was well and truly eating her own biscuits. 50 days before 50 kilometres over 6 hours. Physically, Mary has been running half marathons every week since January, so you could say that over doubling that is a stretch, but Pyllon Exposure isn't simply a physical test, it's mental too. So in preparing Mary for her first ever ultramarathon, we're not just training her physically, we're pushing her mentally. Because on the day, she has to surrender to the race, but be comfortable with the discomfort of the unknown. So this next few weeks of training will be testing her to forge the mentality needed on the day. And we're going to explain to you how, what and why we're doing this. 2 weeks to go. And that is where I come in. Coach's perspective, my point of view. Let me just quickly tell you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So let's start with the things that she's already doing that I'm not changing, that I think have worked. And that's that Mary has been running half marathons every weekend anyway. And all I'm doing is adding a couple of kilometres each week, gradually building on top of that, but not messing around too much there. Where I am changing it significantly is I'm dialing down the intensity of any type of interval training or tempo runs. Binned that, see you later. I don't think that that's needed now. She's got the speed in the legs. She's just done her sub 20 minute 5k. So now we're going to focus on just consistency of mileage, gradual build and keeping the intensity low. So it's Tuesday now. Yesterday was Monday. I gave her a day off. When I say day off, I still gave her some strength and conditioning, but that was a day off of running to let the legs recover from the half marathon. But not let them recover too much because it's now Tuesday. And I've just sent her out for an hour's easy run and she's going to give you the update while she's out there.
It's Tuesday, it's an hour-based run. My legs are achy, I think after the weekend. And yesterday I did leg strength training. Whew, say that when you're slobbery. So, a nice hour. Feeling pretty sore and achy, but just trying to enjoy a run with Winnie.
So it's really important to me that in the nicest way possible, I mess with Mary's mind as well as her body, because if you keep the body guessing, that's one thing and it can improve from there. But I think the main thing from this Pyllon Exposure is the mind needs to be trained to be uncomfortable, to be guessing. So all I put in Mary's training session, Mary's training plan on Training Peaks for Wednesday is mystery distance. I've told her no more than that. She could be running an hour, she could be running 15k, she could be running 2 kilometres. She needs to surrender a certain amount to what's happening to her, like she's going to have to do on race day. Right, let's switch to Wednesday. It is surprisingly cold out here. So I've come outside to talk because I don't want Mary hearing the plans that I have for her today. It's day 2 of her training. Yesterday was an hour's easy run, which is kind of your staple if you're looking to train for an ultramarathon. But today is the one where I mess with her head because she has no idea how far she's going yet. And actually, as it turns out, she's not going very far at all because this run today is designed more to mess with her head in a good way, just to get her prepared for the day than it is to prepare her body in any way. So I'm only actually going to give her 3 kilometres. It's going to take no time at all, and I would imagine she's going to be expecting to do a lot more, but she's got a couple of heavy run days off of the back of today, so we're going to treat this as a recovery run, but also just a little something in there to make her think. And I'm sure I'm not going to tell her why I'm doing it. She'll watch this when she watches the video, but she'll be out there thinking, why am I only doing 3? But that's the goal, so I'm going to go and break it to her now. Here she comes. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Are you excited for your mystery distance?
I am excited actually, yeah.
Do you have any thoughts?
I feel like I've looked at my training for the rest of the week, and in my head it's maybe 7 or 8 kilometres.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what your mystery distance is.
I thought you were going to reveal it in an envelope.
No, I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
I don't have an
a gold envelope.
Where am I getting a gold envelope?
Or
from?
something.
No.
Oh, you might just be making it up.
Well, I am making it up.
Now I've said 7 or 8, you'll probably do something wildly different.
Okay, your mystery distance is 3 kilometres.
What? No, that's messing with my head. 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I've just spent ages getting dressed. Okay.
How do you feel about 3 kilometres?
I'm not gonna lie, it's thrown me. I wasn't expecting that. I was kind of ready for a bit more.
Better get out there and get on 3, haven't you?
See you in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just out on my 3 kilometre run. Just switched around the halfway point. Yeah, it's so weird not being in control of how far you're running. In my head I'd planned my route, different route. I was expecting 7 or 8 kilometres, so yeah, it's weird just relinquishing control and doing what you're told. But good mental preparation for the day. 3 kilometres done, 15 minutes. Amazing morning, perfect morning for a longer run, but bigger fish to fry, so messing with my head is the order of the day. Yeah, actually it was potentially a good thing because my legs have been killing me since doing Ben's single leg workout on Monday, and I've got a half marathon on Sunday, so probably for the best. And it's done. On to tomorrow, double run day tomorrow.
Alright, it's Thursday and I've just watched Mary run off for her first run of the day, and when I say first run, this is the day where I've given her 2 runs. So yesterday was mystery distance, and as you found out, it was a very small 3 kilometres, but today is more about getting 2 different runs done. So she's just headed out for an 8 kilometre run, and then later on today she's running 6 kilometres. I just think it's important that her body gets used to stopping and then starting again later off in the day, and this is the safest way to do it. They're not 2 long runs, but they are 2 runs.
It's Thursday. This is my first run of 2, my first ever double run day. Feeling pretty good. Legs feel a bit lighter. That single leg workout has worn out. So just enjoying base pace. Let's see how we get on across the day.
Look. Legs are out. Say that again.
Could we go to the car wash?
Yeah, we could do car wash chat. Here we are, although we're not in the car wash because we came to get a coffee first, and it's going to be a very brief one. So let's call this tuneful. So I just wanted to touch base with you after your first run of the day, really, to find out how you feel and how you feel about going back out again.
I have to say, I feel really energised. I really enjoyed that run this morning and I feel great. It's like when you have a lovely morning run, it sets you up well for the rest of the day. So yeah, I've eaten well. I've had porridge and a nice lunch, rice and falafel, and I feel pretty good.
Yeah, and it's worth just reiterating, this is not out of necessity. We're not trying to build that many more miles for you because we're on Easter holidays. This is purely about getting you used to running more than one time in a day in a safe, controlled way.
Yeah.
Before we get to the ultra, because as I keep saying, really, I think this is much more of a mental battle. You could do it tomorrow, but it's training your mind. It's throwing things at you that are putting you out of your physical and mental comfort zone this week.
Yeah. Also, I've got an appointment tomorrow.
You got a what?
Appointment.
What do you mean?
I'm busy tomorrow. I can't do it. I can't do it. Do it tomorrow.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
I was doing a joke.
Yeah, you okay?
Gone hot.
Let's just get you out on your second run of the day, shall we?
On run number 2 of double run day. Feeling really good. I've been itching to get out all day. Energised from the first run. And because it's school holidays, I've got the time and the space. So kind of been watching the clock until 5 o'clock to get out. So all good so far. 6k, I'm about 2k in. This is so nice. I'm having such a positive week of training. It's just brilliant being off work and able to train when I want really and not be in a rush or feeling like I'm squeezing it in. So it's an absolute luxury. And I feel like I've had a bit of a shift in my mindset. I don't know exactly how or why. I've been working on it for ages, just trying to take the pressure off, achieving certain things in my runs and my training. And I just feel like I've kind of let go of the pressure. And it doesn't really matter if certain runs or races or time trials don't go to plan, because it's a long-term journey, it's for life. And something has clicked and shifted and I'm just really enjoying it. So feeling good.
And as we moved on to Friday, which would have been the 5th out of 6 days running, I asked Mary to dial it back to a 10k very easy.
It's Friday. I'm on my 5th run of the week, which is my most ever to date. 10k base run this morning. I am feeling quite tired, but I guess that's to be expected. Feeling really positive. Yeah, legs just feeling it a bit, but I'm gonna make sure that I really stretch today, have a long grid foam roll and massage my legs with our massage gun thingy. So yeah, gotta look after myself while the miles are going up, but feeling positive. And I've got a half marathon actual race on Sunday, so yeah, it's kind of weird knowing I won't be rested for that, but like I said yesterday, I'm letting go of pressure and that feels nice.
And that brings us nicely to Saturday, which is Mary's rest day because you're running a half marathon tomorrow.
I am.
And that will take you to how many kilometres for the week?
It'll be about 60 for the week.
Okay, so 60. And what's your usual kilometres per week that you run?
Usually 45 to 50.
So we've gone a little bit over, but you have to take into account, obviously we're trying to prepare you for an ultramarathon, but also it's Easter holidays, so you have a little bit more
had
time.
more time and space.
Yes. So how's the week been?
Really good. I have to say it's been a super positive week. Really enjoyed my running. I felt relaxed, positive, upbeat. It's all been really good. I'm tired. I feel really tired today. I've just had a little lie down. And tomorrow's half marathon is a real in-person race, so
That's exciting in itself.
yeah, but I don't know, I'm obviously not prepared as I usually would be for a race, but this is the bigger picture, preparing for Exposure.
So can you just give us, well, you mentioned Exposure, can you just give us a quick brief overview of what Exposure is? Because I realise that if you're watching us for the first time and you've never seen us before, you might not know what Exposure, what Mary signed up for. So what's the race?
So it's an ultra marathon. It's a virtual event, but with a real life adrenaline experience. You do either the 6, 12 or 24 hour. I'm doing the 6 hour, which is 50 kilometers, but I'm not in control of how I run that 50 kilometers. Pyllon will let me know each hour how much distance I can cover for that hour over the 6.
And that's the mind element that we talked about earlier. We have to train Mary's mind as much as body, because it might be that 1 hour she gets only 4 kilometres to run and she's got to work out what to do with the rest of that hour or how hard to run the 4 kilometres. And actually, it's probably worth talking about your next week's training just very quickly. You should have a recovery week in terms of your training blocks, but what we're doing is, because it's the Easter holidays, giving you another week of training, but I think you can manage it. It's going to be very much more of the same with, again, a little bit of a gradual build. So you are putting a few extra kilometres on the ends of your half marathons right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
We'll still mess around with your head a bit. We'll still mess around with the body as well and push you, but not too much.
And I've got a massage.
Yeah, I want to get you to the start line. That's what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. We have, like we say, we've got our first in-person race tomorrow, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
Which we'll make a video about. We've got lots of stuff coming up. We're going to go and run into London next week, do some run tourism. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a good video up here. Hi, Mary. Of which one shall I put up here?
How about my last in-person race experience?
Mary's Seville Marathon experience here, which is quite funny in itself. Here's the subscribe button thing that you want to subscribe if you want to. I don't know if you want to, who knows. Anyway, we'll see you Wednesday when it's going to be our first half marathon in-person race. Ooh, exciting.